Hello everyone, I am Chase here at Rocky Mountain ATVMC coming at you with our top 5 most intimidating maintenance jobs that any rider can do. So when it comes to maintenance on your motorcycle or your ATV, well, we all know that it's got to get done. However, for a lot of riders out there, there are several maintenance jobs, and we have 5 specific jobs that we're going to talk about today that are fairly common, but can seem pretty intimidating to do on your own. But I'm here to tell you that as long as you have the right tools for the job, you use your service manual, and you have a good set of instructions, they're really not that bad. Not to mention all the money you can save by doing maintenance on your own. Now, lucky for you guys here at Rocky Mountain, we carry all the tools, parts, and accessories that you need to do maintenance on your bikes or ATVs. And also, we pride ourselves on having a lot of really great how-to videos that show you step-by-step how to get jobs done, including the 5 jobs that we're going to talk about today. You just got to remember to take your time, be patient, use your service manual, and they're really not that bad. So without further ado, let's talk about job number 1. All right, so for our first job, it's going to be your fork seals. Now, as much as we all don't like it, it's pretty much inevitable at some point your fork seals are going to leak. Dust and dirt, they're going to work their way past your dust seal. They're going to cause your oil seals to leak. Now, fork seals are probably one of the easiest jobs that I feel that riders can do on their own that will literally save you hundreds of dollars. We have a lot of great how-to videos for multiple different forks, and we show you step-by-step how to get the job done. So as long as you're watching those videos, you use your service manual, and you have the right tools and parts for the job, it's really not that bad. And once you've done it yourself, well, you're going to be a pro. So the next time your fork seals are leaking, you can take your forks apart, do it again. And if your friends have any questions, you can help them out as well. And another really good bonus to being able to do your fork seals is when you have your forks pulled apart, there's other maintenance jobs you can do with your forks. Maybe you just want to put new fork oil in there because you need to replace that regularly, or maybe you need to replace the bushings as well. So all these jobs are going to require you to disassemble your forks, and if you can do that on your own, it's going to save you a lot of time and also save you a lot of money. Now, I will say that no matter what forks you have, one tool that is going to really make the job a whole lot easier is going to be a fork seal driver. He's going to help you set your seals when you're putting your forks back together. Must-have tools, so make sure you pick one of those up. But that's going to be the first job, probably one of the easiest, save you a ton of money, is your fork seals. All right, so job number 2 is a top-end rebuild and checking your valves. Now, if you're cruising around on a 2-stroke, well, you've got it made pretty easy on this one. When it comes to a top-end on 2-stroke, really all you're going to do is just pull the cylinder off. You're going to replace your piston, check your ring gap, and look for any abnormal wear in the cylinder. But I know a lot of 4-stroke owners are scared to death when it comes to top end because not only do you have your piston and your rings, but you've also got your cam timing and also your valve clearance. Now, cam timing and engine timing, it is very important. It's critical you get that correct, but with a little bit of know-how and the right tools, it's really not that difficult to understand. And I will tell you, we have a really good how-to video that shows you step-by-step how to do a top-end rebuild on a 2-stroke as well as a 4-stroke. Now, with your valve clearance, you don't have to be a math whiz to do your valves, okay? It's simple addition and subtraction, and once you do it once, you're gonna be a pro. You're gonna be able to do it with plenty of confidence each time after that. Now, when you're doing these jobs, just make sure, use your service manual, follow the steps, use our how-to video, and you definitely wanna make sure that you have your feeler gauges. Another great tool that makes the job easier with valves is gonna be a set of calipers. Other than that, doing a top-end rebuild and not as intimidating as it may seem, and that is job number 2. All right, so job number 3 is going to be bottom end. Now, I will admit that a bottom end and splitting your cases, probably the most intimidating job that you can take on your own. But I will tell you that if you do it on your own, the self-satisfaction that you get, it is awesome. And for me personally, I love it. I love to split the cases, see the inside of the motor, see what's going on, all the parts, the anatomy. I just think it's really cool, and it gives you a really good appreciation of everything that goes on inside an engine. Now, when you're doing this job, you're just going to want to take your time, use your service manual, and definitely watch our how-to video, and that's going to give you really good guidance. Now, some really good advice that we have when it comes to your bottom end is when you're doing this, okay, it's important, you want to stay as organized as possible. So make sure you have a clean workspace to work with, okay? You want to keep everything organized, and when you're pulling it apart, it's not a bad idea. Take a picture if you need to with your phone. That way, when you're going to put everything back together, you can see how it goes in. Another great advice, or another great piece of advice, is use Ziploc baggies. And you want to just group and organize all the different processes, the jobs that you have. So as you're pulling everything apart, you can put your case bolts into a bag, you can label those, or maybe put your clutch plates, your springs, your bolts, put those in a bag and label those. That way, when you go to put everything back together, you're going to know what goes with what, and I'm going to tell you, it just makes the job a whole lot easier. Some other advice is also, you want to do it as quickly as possible. So once you start the job, try to have all the tools on all the parts that you're going to need. There's a lot that goes on when you split the cases. You might not know what you're going to find, because I've seen a lot of riders, well, they'll split the cases, they get in there, they pull everything apart, and then they realize that they don't have the tools that they need, or maybe they need a few extra parts, or they don't have the money to get the parts that they need. And next thing you know, a few months goes by, and then when they go to put everything back together, they forget where they're at, they don't remember where things go. So that's going to help you stay organized and get it done quickly and efficiently, is just do it as fast as possible. But like I said, use your service manual, watch our how-to video, and also it's really important, you don't want to do this job without a torque wrench. It's very important to follow the torque specs in your service manual when you are putting everything back together. But that's going to be job number 3, is a bottom end and splitting your cases. All right, so job number 4 is lacing and truing a wheel. Now both of these jobs are actually pretty simple. You just gotta have the right tools, a little bit of know-how, and definitely gotta have some patience. Now your two best friends when it comes to lacing and truing wheels, gonna be a truing stand and also a spoke torque wrench. You can get by with just a regular spoke wrench, but it's very important that you torque your spokes correctly, because under or over tightening them can have consequences for both. So look at your service manual, because they will give torque specifications for your wheels. Now a common mistake that we see when riders are lacing up a new wheel is assembling their spokes correctly. So some advice that I have is, if you're doing a whole new wheel and you have your old wheel, use your old wheel as a reference. But if you're going to tear down your old wheel and then rebuild it, take pictures of it beforehand so you can look at those and know how your spokes are going to line up. Now we do get a lot of calls from riders in regards to Honda wheels. On certain Honda bikes, the spokes actually cross over twice. So that's why it's very important when you're doing those, make sure you take that picture so you can look at that as a reference. But that's going to be job number 4, is lacing and truing a wheel. Again, a little bit of know-how, watch our video and some patience, and you will get the job done. All right, so our 5th and our final job that might seem intimidating, but really isn't that bad, is a shock rebuild. It actually surprises me just how neglected most shocks are. And it's probably due to the fact that your shock seals just don't leak as much as your fork seals do, so they're just not thought of too often. But you got to remember that your shock, just like with your forks, it has oil in it, and it's working just as hard, if not harder, than your fork. So it's really important that you service your shock regularly and look at your service manual, because they will give recommendations as far as how often you should be doing that. Now when you're doing a shock rebuild, you got to remember that your bladder is going to have nitrogen, and that nitrogen, there's a lot of pressure built up in there. So it's really important with the shock rebuild, or any maintenance job for that matter, is rock a pair of safety glasses. But that's it. Pretty simple, not a whole lot to it, so make sure, show your shock some love, save yourself some money, and do that rebuild. All right everyone, so thanks for checking out our top 5 most intimidating maintenance jobs that we feel just about any rider can do. Now I want to know, did we get it right, or did we miss a maintenance job that maybe you thought was going to be difficult, but once you did it that first time, you realized really it wasn't that bad? Comment below and share those with us. That's really going to help other riders out who don't quite have that courage yet, but they're looking to take on maintenance and do it on their own. If you guys have any questions about any of the parts or any of the jobs that we talked about today, you can comment below, give us a call, or chat live online. We'll get your questions answered. And to pick up everything you need, you can click on the link or head over to our website at RockyMountainATVMC.com. And don't forget that orders over $75 ship free. If you guys like this video, you want to see more like it, see our how-to videos, our product spotlights, well, don't forget to just click and subscribe. I'm Chase here at Rocky Mountain, and we'll see you on the trails.